Hello, Magda.
Good evening, teacher. Good
You
evening again,
have
teacher.
two classes with me today.
Oh, teacher, I know what a change, teacher. All day are English teacher and speak very well and fluently and quickly. I don't understand a lot of things that they are speaking,
What they
and
are
I'm
saying.
very worried because I am what a shame.
Don't worry, that always happens in that course. Um, so, for example, Didier and Freddie, and well, Didier and Freddie, and the other one, I forgot his name. There is other student in that course. It happens the same with to them because uh, I was their teacher. I know what is the level they have. So you cannot compare because these other students have been teaching for almost the same years that I've been teaching, like 10 years, like 15 years, like so that's why they speak fast, they are fluent, and they
I'm feeling very bad. I know. I'm
no,
very nervous. I don't want to
to
say
talk.
anything.
That's that always happens. You know what happens in virtuality in virtual courses in this program is that we usually have students that have been teaching for a lot of years, like Andres, like Christian, like Nicolas, but they don't have the degree, they don't have the certificate. So they start the virtual courses because they need the certificate, but they have a lot of knowledge of teaching and they have the knowledge of the language. So you cannot compare because you are starting to be a teacher while they have been teaching 14 years. So
Yes, teacher.
you cannot
Uh,
compare. It always happens in all
okay.
in those courses that are research, that practicum, all those courses, we always have that difference.
Okay, teacher. I'm going to study very hard.
Yeah, and if you have questions, let me know because sometimes I speak at the same pace. I speak at the same pace as those students. And if you need me to explain something, you need to tell me, and then I will go slower. I will explain the things better.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't know what happened with your classmates. Let's wait for them some minutes more before we start.
And also, I am a little very worried because I leave my work at 6:30, and today I I la ¿cómo se dice?
Yes.
Pedir permiso.
I
I get
asked
permission.
for permission. Asked for permission.
Yes, ask for permission because I leave for work at 6:30, and I don't like to risk to came here at that hour.
At that time. Well, it
That
happens that in the future encounters, it happens that you don't arrive on time. You can always watch the video. I will always upload the video of the recording of the encounters.
but the grades of these encounters.
Well, if in the future encounters you arrive at 7:30, let's say, so you will participate the last 30 minutes. Yes,
Okay,
but
teacher.
it's important that you listen to the or watch the video so you probably get to solve some doubts that your classmates have asked previously or something.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, well. Your classmates don't want to have class today. They haven't arrived.
Yes. Teacher, other things.
What?
I had a problem with my questionnaire. I am
Oh,
sure that I did it, but I don't know what happened because I uh, I I was to to see the platform. I can't I can see the my sound, my
you're great.
upload,
I'm gonna
and
check that.
I send you a mail because as ayer me di cuenta. O sea, yo estoy revisando y no, parece que no hubiera enviado nada. O sea, no aparece ni siquiera mi intervención.
Let's see. Yes, you are not in the list of students who had taken the questionnaire.
Question.
So I will answer your mail, Magda, and I will let you know what to do. Okay? I will answer your mail tomorrow morning,
Yes,
and I
teacher.
will write in the mail what you have to do.
I don't understand that.
I will write in the mail what you have to do to solve the problem. I will write out an email to answer your the question that you have about the questionnaire, and I will write in the email the steps that you have to follow to uh, to solve the problem of the questionnaire.
Yeah, teacher. I send you an email.
Yes, and I will
Explain
reply your email
that.
tomorrow morning. I'm right here. Whoosh. Sorry, it was a mistake there. Luisa, good evening. Do you hear me, Luisa?
Good evening, teacher. Yes.
Okay, good. Could you please turn on your camera?
Yes, teacher. One moment, please.
Okay.
¿Cómo estás? Hola, bebé, ¿cómo estás?
Hello, Paola.
Hi, teacher. Hi, partners.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you, teacher.
Okay, well, we are going to review today the use of relative pronouns. Do you remember the relative pronouns that you studied last, like before Holy Week?
Yes, relative pronouns who,
Right?
where,
Yes.
that,
Yes.
¿cuál era el otro?
Which?
Wish también.
Exactly. Any other?
Whose?
Whose,
Whose? When we refer to a date, what is the relative pronoun?
repeat again.
Which one, Lisa?
When?
When, exactly. Okay,
When?
right. Who, where, that, which, whose, when. Okay, so what is the function of a pronoun? The function of a pronoun.
Replace the noun.
Exactly. We replace a noun. That is the function of a pronoun. And why do we use them? Because we don't want to repeat the noun. So we can say December the 24th was the day when my sister was born. For example, as I don't want to repeat the pronoun, the noun, sorry, December the 24th, yes? In this case, I have here the noun is December the 24th, yes? Is what I am talking about. So that is the noun. Then we have the verb, right? And then we have the complement. And in this case, we have a pronoun. And then again, we have a complement. Right? So we use those relative pronouns so we don't have to repeat the noun. We don't have to say again here December the 24th. So the same happens with the others. If I write Elena is the person who is wearing a red dress. So I don't want to repeat the word Elena, so I refer to the noun that I mentioned before, right? The same happens with the others, with the other pronouns. So we are going to do an exercise to practice that. We have here on the screen a reading about the brain and how we process language. So here we have sign language, right? So they speak, but they do some signs with their hands, so they communicate. And here, these two people, they speak. So here we have in the picture the places in the brain where the communication takes place. So we have an area that is called Broca. We have an area that is called motor cortex. We have an area that is called Wernicke's area. What are we going to do with this? Here we have a reading, that explains the process, but we have some gaps. So in the gaps, we need to use the relative pronouns that we have here. Okay? So this reading is about how we process language. So we have again here the parts of the brain that helps in that process of speaking and hearing, the same ones that we have here. And the title of the test is How Does the Human Brain Process Language? New studies into the use of sign language hint at an answer. So hint is like give us a clue, a, a give us a possible answer. Yes, give us a clue, una pista. Okay, so these are the pronouns that we need to use. Hello, Julian. Welcome. Okay, so these are the pronouns where, which, who, and that. We know that where replaces what type of nouns?
Place.
Places, right. So where is a pronoun that replaces places. Which is a pronoun that is translated as what? What is the translation of which?
¿Cuál?
No. Lo que.
Lo que. Okay.
Okay. Okay, who replaces
Teacher, please repeat which what?
lo que?
Okay.
Who. What type of nouns does the pronoun who replaces?
¿Quién?
People, right? So every time we have people, we can replace that noun with the pronoun who. And that,
Okay.
que, right? So that replaces not only people, but also objects. Objects too. Okay, so if we have those four pronouns and we have here five gaps in this text, it means that one of those pronouns is repeated twice. What you need to do is to read and see what is the word that is in green, because the word that is next to it, the gap, is the pronoun that is replacing the word in blue. Yes? So here we have patience. Here we have another part of the left hemisphere. Here we have language disruptions. And here we have in the brain. Yes? So one of these words in blue is a place. One of these words in blue is a person. One of those words in blue are objects. Right? Here we have a language. So please read the text and tell me what are the pronouns that we need to use to complete the test. It starts here. This is gonna be one. Sorry, Julian, could you tell me what you have to do? Did you understand the exercise? I can hear you. Could you check your microphone? Because I can hear you. No, I can't hear you. No. Please check the microphone this, because I can't hear you.
Hello,
Now, yes, now I can hear you. So what do you have to do?
teacher. The activity I don't understand. So
Julia, could you repeat?
teacher, the activity so intended.
No, you need to complete the gaps. This gap, number 1, number 2, and number 3. Complete the gaps with the pronouns who, that, which, and where.
Okay, well, French not the script that, teacher in the first and the French neurologist Paul Broca discovered that patient who could understand. In the second is where the part of the left hemisphere where was then called which area
Which?
is which
No, what did you say?
is where
Okay. Okay, you say that is where. Could you translate the sentence from here to here? The paragraph? The sentence, sorry.
read or read in Spanish.
In Spanish.
Okay.
Translate, please.
Y en 1874 en Germania, en Alemania, el físico, ¿es físico?
Sí, el físico.
Físico, Carl Wenich eh, von Tartatin, atendió un paciente,
Encontró.
encontró un paciente con fluent speech. What is a fluent?
Fluido.
Fluido spot server. Spot server comprehensión. Fluido How do you
Speech es
speak?
habla.
Habla.
Sí, habla.
Habla, pero habla con, pero con severo problemas, ¿no?
Sí.
Severo
¿Problema de
problemas
qué?
de comprensión,
De
comprensión.
comprensión. Ajá.
Eh, damage. Damage is-
Damage es daño.
con gran daño, ¿no? Damage,
Sí.
damage to another part. En diferentes partes. How do you say hemisphere? Hemisphere.
Hemisferio.
And con severo problemas en el hemisferio izquierdo,
Ujú.
donde was then Alex, donde llama la how do you say Wednesday?
Werniquez es el nombre, es un nombre. El área de Wernica es esta de acá arriba. Esta parte del cerebro se le llama área de Wernicke. Entonces la idea es que el físico tenía un paciente, ese paciente hablaba fluido, pero no comprendía bien. Y encontró que esa persona tenía un problema en el hemisferio izquierdo. Pero acá es donde
Which teacher?
puede ser which, porque nos estamos refiriendo a ese hemisferio izquierdo. Entonces, el cual
Fue llamado
fue
Wernicke.
entonces llamado, exacto. Bien,
Wernicke's area.
el área de Wernicke. Ok, bien. En el número uno, todos tienen who.
Sí. Yes, yes, teacher.
Magda y Luisa. Ok, listo. Number three, Julián. Recuerden que uno de los pronombres se puede repetir.
Teacher is which.
Exacto. ¿Lo puedes traducir, Julián? La oración.
Mm, un daño similar eh, donde en el en el
Hemisferio.
en el hemisferio izquierdo eh,
Derecho.
derecho um, eh, eh, solo solo tiene resultados en el lenguaje en un lenguaje. How do you say disruption?
Disrupciones. Disrupciones es que hay un problema del lenguaje. Entonces, se está comparando que en el hemisferio izquierdo, cuando hay un daño en el hemisferio izquierdo, la persona no comprende bien, pero sí habla fluido. En cambio, cuando hay un daño en el hemisferio derecho, rara vez hay un problema de lenguaje como el que se describió en el párrafo anterior. Y cómo
Continue.
se refieren esas disrupciones del lenguaje, ¿Cómo traducimos acá?
Decidió llamarlo Astasia.
Ok. Las cuales son llamadas afasias, ¿sí? Esas disrupciones del lenguaje son llamadas afasias. Listo. Acá hay dos espacios más.
Number 4 is woes.
What is the pronoun, Julián?
Woes.
Whose?
Yeah.
No. ¿Cómo traduces whose, Julián?
Is, um,
Mira que who viene de who, ¿cierto? Que es quién. Whose es de quiénes. Pero acá anterior a esa palabra no tenemos personas. Entonces no puede ser whose.
for example, is for me is which or yeah, which is only
Which?
which. No, no, no.
It's possible that that
Paola, could you translate the sentence with that pronoun?
that means que
Okay, okay,
is use people or objects.
okay. Pero puedes traducir toda la oración para saber.
Okay. Never. Sin embargo,
Ajá,
muchos rompecabezas
sí,
permanecen,
sí,
permanecen, que unos que han sido particularmente fuertes para, I don't know,
de
crack,
resolver.
difíciles de resolver. Es porque el lenguaje los establece en el
Se está
cerebro.
en
Se
lenguaje.
establece en el cerebro
Ajá.
que esto lo hace, que lo hace.
Pero esa última parte no tiene sentido con esa edad.
Ujú. In the brain. Se establece en el cerebro, lo cual hace. Wish, lo cual hace.
No. La pregunta es, ¿por qué el lenguaje se establece en el cerebro? En esas partes. Si yo digo en esas partes, me refiero a una persona, a una cosa, a un
Lugar,
Objeto, object.
lugar,
no, a un lugar,
a un lugar.
en
Sí.
ese lugar donde se establece.
Okay.
Where. Ujú.
And number 5,
Teacher, is that?
yes. Could you translate, Luisa?
Ok. Entonces, una forma de explorar esta pregunta es estudiar un idioma, un lenguaje, el
Sí.
lenguaje, que usa diferentes, sensorial,
Sí.
diferentes canales sensoriales y motores.
Muy bien, Luisa. Entonces, como la pregunta es, ¿por qué el lenguaje se establece en esos lugares? Al estudiar qué partes del cerebro se activan cuando las personas usan el sistema de señales, puede dar una explicación de por qué, de dónde, en qué lugares se establecen esas habilidades sensoriales y motoras.
Okay.
Okay. Questions about relative pronouns?
No.
Okay. If you don't have questions about relative pronouns, we are going to practice speaking a little bit with that topic. So the topic to discuss tonight is about consumerism. Let's see. What is the translation of consumerism?
¿Consumismo?
Consumismo, consumidores.
Yes, consumismo. Have you ever thought about the products that you consume? If they are national, if they are international, if they are necessary, if they are secondary. Let's think about food. Do you guys consume any type of food that is imported? Like, for example, Prickles. Prickles is a brand of potatoes, chips, that are not made in Colombia. They are made in other place in the world. Chocolates like Snickers are are not made in Colombia. Let's say which other brand? Um, which other? I mean, think about food. Do you consume any type of food that is not made in Colombia? What about you, Julian? Do you like eating any snack from other part of the world, made in other part of the world?
Teacher, for example, the French food for me is delicious.
Okay, but do you consume any prepared food made in other part of the world? Like prepared food is like processed food, for example, something that is already made, that is ready to eat.
Um,
Let me show you an example.
Teacher, for example, what? For example,
Yes, let me show you an example. Okay, on the screen you see these potatoes, these chips. They are not made in Colombia, they are made in other part of the world. Do you like to eat processed food, food that is ready to eat, which is made in other part of the world? Any candy, any snack? Or think about clothes made in other part of the world, or cosmetics in the case of women. Think about it, the objects that you have in your home. Are those objects made in Colombia or in different parts of the world?
teacher, for example, can of tuna, no?
Could you repeat?
Can of tuna.
Could you type it, please? Could you write in the chat box? Yes, Julian, for example, a can of tuna, right? So some of those tuna cans are not made in Colombia, are made in other parts. What about your clothes, your t-shirts, your pants, your socks, your shoes? Are they made in Colombia? I'm gonna write here the question. Which objects that you have in your home are made in other countries?
Electrodomestics.
Exactly. Appliances. Very good.
Appliances.
Appliances.
Yes, it's the same as electrodomestics.
Okay.
Appliances.
What else?
Vehicles or technology or
Some
Could you repeat
clothes,
again?
Telephones.
Julian?
vehicles,
Could you type it, please? Could you write in the chat?
vehicles, teacher. Hello.
Yes. Could you write in the chat?
Okay.
Ah, right. Yes. Vehicles. Good. What else?
Clothes.
shoes, also shoes,
Shoes.
Adidas.
Okay.
T-shirt. Clothes.
Clothes.
One more.
Furniture.
Furniture. Okay, we usually buy those objects because we like them, right? We like the design or they are good. Yes. But when we talk about consumerism is when we buy objects that we don't need, right? And we don't think about what we buy, but we just buy because we like it or but not because we need it. Yes, that's consumerism. Do you guys have credit cards?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah,
It's a problem.
they they are usually a problem, right? Because we usually pay a lot of interest for the objects that we buy, right? So credit cards are related to consumerism, to buying things that we don't need or to buy things that we should not buy. All right, so here, for example, Colombians, we buy electrodomestics and they are not made in Colombia, so they are expensive. Vehicles are expensive. Shoes that are made in other parts of the world are expensive. Usually, objects that are not made in Colombia are expensive, right? Sometimes they are high quality, so it's good because we buy them and we have those objects for a lot of time. Sometimes we have Colombian products that are good and they last the same time as the objects that we buy from other countries. Have you noticed a difference between your generation and younger generations or older generations regarding consumerism? So, did your parents consume more than what you consume? Or did
No,
your
I don't think so.
no?
I think the older generation was consumer less.
The verb is consume. So older generations consumed less.
Consume it less because nowadays networks.
Networks.
The networks to networks helps to consume. I don't remember how do you say consumismo.
Consumerism.
Consumerism. The
Yeah.
networks and the television, the social media, the
Social
television,
media. Yeah.
social media, the influencers. For example, in Instagrams, the influencers, um, how do you say promocionan or
Promote.
promote the products um, for the followers by this product.
Okay. Yes. So we have Facebook is full of announcements, right? Announcements and ads. Ads
Yes.
is the abbreviation of advertisements. Yes.
I think the
So as you
other
mentioned, Lisa, they are used to promote consumerism. Hmm? What do you think is other reason, or do you guys agree with Lisa's opinion that older generations consumed less than younger generations?
teacher, I'm agree with Lisa because one of the factors that make us change is the technology. The advance of technology make us need new things, and therefore the food is made or prepared in the way that it's sold is different than before. And in the way that technology advance, we need new things. And the last generation don't use a lot of technology, and the things that they need was totally different than the things that we use now. But I think the best or the most important factor is technology that makes change the way that we live.
We buy things, right? So, in your opinion, Daliana, we have changed the way we buy objects. So we use technology to buy objects. So it's easier than before to buy objects, and our needs are different than the needs that people had some years ago. So some years ago there were no cell phones, there were no computers, there was no internet. Uh, so technological devices are now a need for new generations. Everybody has a computer. Well, many people have a computer. Many people have a cell phone. Many people have internet. Right.
Teacher, I agree with Taliana. I think that my parents uh, didn't have internet. Then it's not was not possible buy a lot of. And now, for example, my husband and I we are impulsive buyers, buyers,
Buyers, yes.
buyers for on online for by internet. Uh, because the promotes or
Advertising.
advertisements, then we spend more money, and I for example I use credit card, em, em, no, siempre no, sino más seguido,
Usually.
more usually. Then it's a problem because the how do you say interest?
The interest,
Interest,
the interest,
interest, credit card interest is very high,
right?
alto,
Yes.
high. Um, uh, it may also I buy my counts, cell phone counts, las facturas, how do you say? For internet or by internet? I don't remember.
By internet.
By internet, cell phone and it all count, all counts, uh, gas, like or electricity and cell phones and all counts.
Well, but let's say that is something that we cannot, is very common that we need to buy or to pay the bills, the,
Mm-hmm.
the service of water, energy, gas. Uh-huh. That if the use of credit cards is very um, difficult to deal with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So look at what we have here.
It's more expensive
Yes,
with credit
if,
card. Mm-hmm.
exactly. We pay with credit card, it means that we need to pay more for the object, always. So here, for example, it says that an American person, the median, so on average, an American person earns $29,000 per year. Well, how much is
Oh,
the minimum salary in Colombia?
And
eight
800,
hundred
807.
seventy.
¿Cuánto está? 870 y algo. 807.
Well, let's say that 870,000, let's say, more or less, right? How many hours does a person need to work to earn that amount of money?
Eight, 8 hours.
8 hours per day. So that means that during a month, how many hours?
40,
48,
48,
48 hours.
48 hours.
in a
A
month.
month?
A
No, a month.
month, no.
Oh,
48 hours is
Per
a week.
week. Per week.
40
Per
hours
week.
per week, and how many hours per month?
40.
240 for
So
a month.
240.
240
240
hours
hours
per month.
to earn.
240 hours, yes,
Mhm.
per
So
month.
person needs to work 240 hours to earn more or less, 870,000 pesos in Colombia. Those who earn the minimum wage. If that person wants to buy a cell phone, how, let's say, what is the average of the cost of a cell phone, a smartphone?
Mm,
How much is a how much could be a smartphone? A cheap smartphone,
Mm,
Five, 500, maybe.
more or less,
Cheap,
right? Yes, more or less, a cheap
cheaper.
smartphone is 500,000, right? So if a person that wins the minimum wage in Colombia wants to buy a smartphone needs to work 240 hours. Or well, less, let's say 200 hours on average, right? So for a person to buy a smartphone, if the person earns the minimum wage, needs to work more or less, let's say 180 hours, right? Let's say that the person uses the credit card, so needs to work even harder, even more hours. So if the person uses the credit card,